At exactly 1:13 a.m., her phone rang. Unknown number. Ria was lying in bed, half asleep. Rain tapped softly against her apartment window. The room was dark, except for the light from her phone screen. Unknown number. It kept ringing. She almost ignored it. But then, she answered. Hello? Silence. Then a man whispered, Don't look outside. Ria stopped breathing. Slowly, very slowly, she turned toward her window. Notice that phrase, don't look outside. In English, short commands sound extremely serious. Don't move. Don't speak. Don't look outside. Very direct, very intense. Say it with me. Don't look outside. And then, the voice said something that made her blood run cold. Because I'm already here. Who was Ria? And why was someone watching her? Ria Mehta, 26 years old, freelance graphic designer. Quiet life, small apartment, no boyfriend, no enemies, no drama. At least, that's what she believed. She worked from home most days, ordered food online, rarely spoke to neighbors. Her friends often joked, one day you'll disappear and nobody will notice. She always laughed at that joke. Tonight, it didn't feel funny anymore. Notice, it didn't feel funny anymore. In English, we use this phrase when a joke suddenly becomes serious or uncomfortable. Something changes emotionally. And something had definitely changed tonight. Earlier that evening, everything had been normal. She finished a client project, made instant noodles, watched videos on her laptop. Just another quiet night. Around midnight, the electricity went out for a few seconds, then came back. She barely noticed it. But after the lights returned, strange things started happening. Her Wi-Fi disconnected. Her smart TV turned on by itself. And once, she could have sworn she heard footsteps outside her apartment door. But when she checked the peephole, nobody was there. Notice, she could have sworn. This means you are almost completely sure something happened. It's very natural in spoken English. I could have sworn I heard someone. She told herself she was imagining things. She was wrong. Back on the phone, the stranger was still breathing softly. Ria forced herself to speak. Who are you? The man chuckled quietly. You really don't remember me? Her stomach tightened. What do you want? Silence again. Then, open the front door. Her eyes immediately moved toward the hallway, toward the apartment door. And then, 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 Ria nearly dropped the phone. Notice, what do you want? This is one of the most common English phrases in tense situations. Direct, defensive, emotional. Someone was outside her apartment. And somehow, He had her number. She backed away from the door slowly. "I'm calling the police." The man laughed again. "Go ahead." Then his voice changed. Calm, cold, dangerous. "But before you do, check your kitchen." Her heart pounded. What? Check your kitchen. She didn't want to move. Every instinct screamed at her to stay still. But fear pulled her forward. One step at a time, she walked into the kitchen and froze. Her kitchen window was open. She knew she had locked it earlier. Notice, every instinct screamed at her. In English, this means your body and mind are warning you that something is wrong. It's a very emotional expression. Someone had been inside her apartment. Rhea grabbed a knife from the counter. Her hands were shaking badly now. "Who are you?" she whispered again. The man ignored the question. "You still keep your spare key under the flower pot." Rhea felt sick. Nobody knew that. Nobody except... Her face suddenly changed. One person did know. Her ex-boyfriend. Amen. They had broken up 8 months earlier. The relationship ended badly. Very badly. He had become obsessed, angry, controlling. She changed her number after the breakup. Or, at least, she thought she had escaped him. Notice, I thought I escaped him. We use "I thought" when reality suddenly destroys what we believed before. But the voice on the phone? It didn't sound like Amen. Suddenly, the apartment lights went out again. Complete darkness. Her phone screen became the only light in the room. Then, a message appeared on her screen. Unknown number. Look behind you. Rhea spun around instantly. Nothing. Empty darkness. Her breathing became faster. Too fast. She rushed toward the bedroom to lock herself inside. But halfway there, she stepped on something. A photograph. She picked it up with trembling hands. It was a picture of her sleeping. Taken tonight. Notice, taken tonight. Short sentences create fear in English storytelling. Fast, sharp, uncomfortable. Someone had been watching her while she slept. The phone crackled again. "Now you remember me?" Rhea whispered. "Aman?" Silence. Then the man said, "Wrong answer." Suddenly, her bedroom door slammed shut by itself. She screamed. Footsteps echoed from inside the apartment now. Not outside. Inside. Slow footsteps. Getting closer. Rhea backed against the wall, gripping the knife tightly. Then she saw it. A shadow moving across the hallway. Tall, male, approaching slowly. Notice, wrong answer. Short English phrases can feel extremely threatening because they leave mystery. Wrong answer. Too late. Not anymore. Whoever was inside her apartment wanted her terrified first. She ran straight toward the front door. She unlocked it with shaking hands and sprinted into the apartment hallway. Barefoot. Crying. Her neighbor's door stayed closed. Nobody came out. Nobody helped. She reached the elevator and pressed the button repeatedly. Come on, come on, come on. Ding. The elevator opened slowly. Empty. She stepped inside immediately. And just before the doors closed, she saw a man standing at the end of the hallway. Smiling. But he couldn't see his face clearly. She reached the lobby and ran outside into the rain. Finally, people, cars, light, safety. Or so she thought. She called the police immediately. Someone broke into my apartment. He's following me. The officer asked, Ma'am, what's your address? She gave it quickly. Long pause. Then the officer said something strange. Ma'am, according to our records, nobody lives in that apartment. Rhea froze. What are you talking about? I live there. Another pause. That apartment has been empty for 11 months. Her entire body went numb. Notice. What are you talking about? This phrase shows shock, confusion, and disbelief all at once. If the apartment was empty, then who had she been talking to all night? The police asked her to wait outside for officers. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. Across the street, a black car was parked under a broken streetlight. Inside the car, someone was watching her. She could feel it. Her phone buzzed again. Unknown number. New message. Don't trust the police. A second message appeared immediately. Look at the badge. She slowly turned toward the approaching police officer. Rain poured down heavily now. The officer smiled politely. But then, she looked at his badge number. The exact same number was saved in her old phone contacts, under one name. Aman. Rhea stumbled backward in horror. The officer kept walking toward her slowly. Ma'am, are you okay? But now she noticed it. The voice. It was the same voice from the phone call. Her mind exploded with panic. He had been pretending to help, pretending to protect her the entire time. She turned and ran into the rain-soaked street. Horns screamed around her. Cars swerved violently. Behind her, footsteps. Fast now. Chasing her. Notice, in moments of fear, English becomes faster and shorter. Run, hide, Move. Fast sentences create tension naturally. And Rhea was running out of time. She spotted a crowded cafe across the road and sprinted toward it. Light. People. Witnesses. Safety. She burst through the cafe door, gasping for air. Everyone turned to stare. "Help me!" she cried. "He's trying to kill me!" The customers looked confused. Then slowly, the cafe television turned on. Breaking news. A photograph appeared on screen. Her photograph. The reporter spoke calmly. Police are searching for missing woman Rhea Mehta, who disappeared 11 months ago after the suspected murder of her boyfriend, Aman Varma. Silence filled the cafe. Rhea stared at the screen. Her hands began trembling uncontrollably. Missing? 11 months? Murder? Notice, single-word questions in English create shock and emotional impact. Missing? Murder? Impossible? And then, her memories finally returned. That night 11 months ago, Aman had attacked her during an argument. She defended herself. He died accidentally. Terrified, traumatized, completely broken. She ran. She hid in the empty apartment ever since. Alone. Isolated. Slowly losing touch with reality. The phone calls, the messages, the footsteps. None of them were real. They came from her own mind. But then, a cold hand touched her shoulder inside the cafe. She turned slowly, and standing behind her was Aman. Smiling, wet from the rain, alive. He leaned close to her ear and whispered, "You should have stayed inside." Rhea's face went completely pale. Because if Aman was alive, then who was buried 11 months ago? The cafe lights suddenly went out. Darkness swallowed the room. People screamed. Glass shattered somewhere behind her. And in the darkness, her phone rang again. Unknown number. Notice, "You should have stayed inside." In English, this sounds terrifying because it mixes advice with threat. Calm words, dangerous meaning. She answered the call slowly. And this time, the voice on the phone was her own. "Rhea, run." The line went dead. Thank you for listening to The Unknown Number. But remember something. Sometimes, the scariest voice on the phone is the one inside your own head.